What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to year 3 off season of our New York Jets franchise. Pretty disappointing 5-12 performance from us, but we're an 84 overall offensively and defensively. And I think, this offseason is going to be very important. We have $90 million in cap. I have been limiting how much we spend in cap. I just don't want to take unnecessary risk with players and have them under cap for too long if they're not very good. But that being said, I think now that we have a very solid team, we'll go ahead and show you our team right now. But we have a very solid team. I'm thinking it's going to be worth it to maybe get a couple players in certain positions that could just bring us over the top, right? So we have Elijah Moore, Michael Pittman, and Darnell Mooney. Zach Wilson at QB, Michael Carter at running back. Jose Walker is a normal star at running back as well, which we know we're probably going to draft another one. But we have a lot of star linemen. Mekhi Becton, Baz Knight, or I don't know, Base Knight maybe. Rayshon Oliver is actually regressed, so we may actually need to get another right outside linebacker. We have Quinnen Williams, who is a superstar X Factor now. We have a superstar and another superstar. And then we have basically two safeties that are stars. Obviously, Marcus May is regressing, so this is somebody that we are probably going to need to replace. We have J.C. Jackson, and then Adrian Sprinkle, I think, is also a star. So Rayshon Oliver is somebody that we're going to look to get rid of. Maybe I trade him away for draft picks next year. Maybe I keep him as a backup next year. We'll kind of play it by ear, but we definitely want to get rid of him. Joey Dickens has been playing very good for us. He's an 83. Ashton Davis has had multiple chances throughout our couple years to go to Superstar X Factor. Unfortunately, we just have not been able to get it done. But he's a baller, right? He does amazing for us. So we're kind of right on the cusp of something special, in my opinion. Obviously, Quinnen Williams, Superstar X Factor. We're going to have to look at those abilities going into next year, what he has now. But we're right on the cusp. We've obviously changed our staff as well. I believe we showed it in the last video. We should have, which is, if we look at our franchise staff, we have a new offensive vertical zone run coordinator who he had some talents for us already, so which is super useful because we can add superstar X factors on the offensive and defensive side of the ball now. So we can equip X factors on the defensive lineup, which is great because we're going to go ahead and obviously do that on Quinnen Williams. So we're doing pretty good. We really don't need that many more staff points. Fountain of Youth may be something we use on Marcus May. We're going to probably try to draft a safety. The issue is, honestly, I think in this draft there wasn't very good safeties, if I remember correctly with our scouting. So we're going to go to next week real quick and just look at the re-signing portion. Obviously, when we get into free agency, we'll kind of probably do some scouting at what we want and then go from there. 2023 retirements, probably should look at that. We'll go to our Jets because that's really all we care about. We don't really care if they retired from other teams. We mostly care about the Jets. And we have a young team, so we weren't really expecting much, which there's no one there. Players ready to negotiate. I don't think there's any players we were going to sign back. Shane Lemieux, no, we really weren't looking for him. Tom Westbrook is a no. Bryce Hall is somebody that was a maybe, but I think we're going to draft a corner. So I think we're just going to leave Bryce Hall. Denzel Mims, we're not very interested in. Gerard Davis, once again, not very interested in. Broderick Washington, Jabari Zuniga, not really. LaMichael Pirine or whatever you want to say, James Morgan, and then Cameron Clark. None of these players, some of them are scheme fits, but I just don't think they're really what we need. So we really don't need to do that. So we're going to go ahead and hop into free agency. We're going to take a look at them and everything. And then as we kind of put offers out or anything like that, we'll go ahead and let you guys know what we're doing on that front. All right. So now that we're in week 1 of free agency, there's a couple things we want to go over, which is our scout board. We did put it together. So we have a little bit of a draft board, and there's one predicament that we're in, right? And it's definitely something that we're going to have to think about. So just looking at the overall board, we can kind of see right off the bat kind of the overall, where these players are taken. So we see someone like Jamie Snow that we're interested in on our board is 4th overall. Owen Brandenburg looks like he's going to be a beast, but he is a scrambler. But I've thought about him only because I have him on my list. He's probably going to go number 1 overall, but you can see his combine is ridiculous, right? He's fast, he's good at everything, and he's got some great stats. So he looks like he's going to be the real deal. But you can see if we go down a little bit, we don't have a lot of players early on that are on our list. So someone else that we have a star on is like someone like Isaiah Simpson, who is an early first round cornerback, but he's not getting taken until number 30th, right? And then we also have Alan Lawrence, who is not being taken till the end of the first round, but he's a mid first round talent. This is kind of where we go into question, right? Which is Isaiah. Actually, let me look at this real quick. So available, Jamie Snow is first, the first corner off the board, and then obviously the other two players are after. So we want to make sure we put Jamie Snow second on the board just so that we know. So it's Owen Brandenburg, then Jamie Snow, and then these two players, I think Simpson is in front of him by a pick. So at 6th overall, we may not be able to get Jamie Snow, right? He's pretty good, early first rounder, 5'11", 196. We're probably going to look for Isaiah Simpson, who's also a good pick. But the question is, and I've thought about this, is do I get a quarterback? Is Zach Wilson going to be good enough to actually win us a Super Bowl, right? Now, if I could trade back, there's a couple things I can do here that I'm thinking about. One is I trade for another first round pick, and I'll show you who I'm thinking about getting rid of, and it'll kind of depend on free agency. So one is I trade and I get a late first round pick. Maybe I trade away a pick next year, something like that. And I can basically take both of these guys, right? I could trade back from the first round pick, maybe get like a 20th pick or maybe like a 18th or something to take Isaiah Simpson, something like that. And then I also could try to get Alan Lawrence because quarterback wise, personally, if we just go available, I just think out of these four, he's my favorite, Alan Lawrence. I'm not a huge Glenn Ford fan. He's all right. But I think statistically, Alan Lawrence is a little bit better. He also has a decent combine grade. Sebastian Lewis is okay as well. But I just like Alan Lawrence because of where I can get him. That's the only one that I would take. Besides that, there's really no strong arms down in the draft that I would take. So it's either I'm going to get a quarterback early and hope for a superstar or better. If he's not, I still have Zach Wilson, right? But it's someone I could think about developing. And then I have the cornerback as well, which is obviously, I really want a cornerback, ideally. So if I can take both of them in the first round, that would be ideal. Then we kind of have our list together. I might take Deon Cain. He's an early first round talent. He's crazy fast, crazy good. The thing about him is I obviously have a superstar in Michael Carter, but Michael Carter has not been running good. So I might get Deon Carter. He's going to get it fast. He's probably going to have like 95 speed, something like that. And we'll see how it works, right? I mean, if he's not good, then look, it is what it is. But if he is good, if he's better than Michael Carter, they're going to have to split carries. Or we might just have to go with Deon Carter. Michael Carter had his chances, and, he didn't do that good. And then after that, we do have Devante Ramsay down here, who is also somebody I'm thinking about. But the thing is, I might draft him, but I'm still thinking about signing somebody, right? Because at the end of the day, like I said, we have a lot of money, and we're looking to win now. You can only have so many young talents without winning now. And somebody that I'm thinking about getting is really the only one that I want. And we'll show you in free agency. So, and this will kind of be why we can also trade away somebody. So basically, who we want, not John Johnson. He's all right as well, but we don't really need a strong safety. And he's also not a scheme fit. So we just look through the positions. There's no quarterback that we obviously want. Running backs, we don't need any of these guys. Receivers, we really don't need. Tight ends, we don't need. Obviously, D-line, we don't need. Backer-wise, there's no right outside backer that fits our scheme, unfortunately. So that would be the only other thing I would think about. Cornerback, kind of same thing. I can get Mike Hughes, but for an 80, I don't really think it's worth it. But Antoine Winfield right here, he has 13 offers, right? Obviously, everybody wants him. We have Marcus May, who's 31 years old. We can switch him out with Antoine Winfield, who is a scheme fit, and he's only 26. So I think we're going to try to get Antoine Winfield. And if we're able to get him, we can probably trade away Marcus May. Will we be able to get a first-round pick? I don't know, but we're going to try. So I think we're going to try to make an offer. Let's see what is he looking for offer-wise. Fair offer is about $50 million. But I personally don't think that's going to get it done for us. So we're going to give you a fatter signing bonus and a better salary. So that's about $57 million. And we're going to see, it'll tell us where we land on the list. So we have 119 and we're in second place. So I think we're going to try to make an offer and switch it a little bit. So let's maybe put this up to 60 million. Let's see. 124 points. Does put us in the first place. So I think we're going to try to get Antoine Winfield. He's 88 overall, only 26 years old. He's only going up. He can easily hit superstar. I think we're going to go with that. So I think we're okay. We have an offer out on him. So I think we can advance a week and see if we get him, right? So let's advance to next week. That's really the only player, like I said, that we want. So let's see. I believe that it'll tell us. It'll probably tell us offer accepted or declined, correct? Contract rejected. So he actually declined it. So let's see if he's still in here or did he sign with somebody else? Let's see. So we got to go to free safety and he signed with somebody else. So he signed with the Cowboys. All right. So we still may trade Marcus May if we know, because we know we're going to draft that young safety. Now, the problem is if the safety doesn't end up being a hidden, we kind of screw ourselves over, but it might be worth it. So we're just going to look and see if teams are green on him real quick, and then we'll see if we actually want to trade him. So I just want to see, because he is going to be a superstar in trades for us. So I just want to see, does he have any green kind of, or is he all yellow, right? So we're just going to go through it. If he's all red and yellow, then we're probably not getting a first round pick. Let's be real. Unless we give up something. And he pretty much doesn't have any value. So we'll try it. We're going to see if we can put something together. We'll let you guys know on that. But I don't know. Maybe we keep Marcus May and draft a free safety. We may do that. We'll kind of play it by ear right now and basically see how it goes. So, we'll keep it going and then we'll go from there. All right, so we are in week 4 free agency, obviously getting ready for the draft. If we look at free agency recap, we can kind of see league signings. John Johnson went to the Browns. Gilmore, who's old, went to the Saints. Cameron Jordan's old. Tyron Smith is 33. Antoine Winfield was really the one that we wanted. A lot of these people are just so old. I guess a punter, but really want that? Obviously not. Chase Claypool, star development, we don't really want. So none of those players we really wanted. So we're just going to have to draft and hope for the best. Now, I will say, I don't think I'm going to trade Marcus May, and here's the reason why. He's on his last year of the contract. He obviously has nobody really wants this dude, right? Like, to be honest with you, he's yellow or red, so we're probably not going to get a first-round pick. And if we get the free safety and he sucks, then we may put ourselves in a bad situation. And we also take a penalty. The thing is, a lot of these players are not going to be they're going to be up on contract, right? So someone like J.C. Jackson's 28. Do we re-sign him? Maybe we do. We look at a lot of our kind of rookies that we have drafted are up on contract. So when we go to our offense, especially someone like Zach Wilson, he's up on contract this year. Do we want to re-sign him? I don't know. Michael Carter, kind of the same thing. Is he going to cost us too much? Elijah Moore, same thing, right? All of the rookies that we've had, now that we're basically going to be in year 4 next, our rookies that we started with in the year, which is going to be Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, players like that, are all going to be up on contract. And then the players we drafted in year 1 are going to be up next year. So we do need some room to actually go ahead and re-sign these people like Elijah Vera Tucker. And you see all of our players, because we've drafted so many players over the year. John Franklin Myers is up. So it's kind of good that we kept cap space, to be honest with you, because we're going to have to re-sign a lot of these players. So, it kind of is what it is from that front. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to trade Marcus May. Maybe, I don't know. I think we'll be okay. I think we might. The only issue we have is we may not have a quarterback. But if we have another bad year, we could just take a quarterback next year and hope for the best. So that's kind of like the up in the air. I don't know. Maybe we might take another look and see if we can get a late first round pick for Marcus May just to test it out. We're going to kind of play it by ear, but most of the teams just weren't very interested. But we'll kind of play it by, we'll just kind of see right now, and then we'll let you guys know. Because we do take a hit, but at the same time, is Marcus May, he's going to regress, but we also could staff point him and keep him from regressing. The only issue is we don't have the points yet, so it'll take us a couple weeks, but we can slow rating regression for one season for one position. We do that for free safety. It might be worth it to do that. So I think we're going to take a look from the yellow teams, see what can happen. If we can get a good pick where we know we can get a quarterback, then I think it may be worth it. But, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be worth the first round pick, and we really don't want to give up anything else. All right, so we're getting ready for the NFL draft. Like I said, no one wanted Marcus May. I wanted to double check, but there's only 2 teams, the Bills and the Bucks, that even were slightly interested, and obviously they were not interested in giving up a first round pick. And anything less than that is honestly just not very, very worth it for us right now. So we're going to go ahead and start this draft and start drafting. Obviously, we're going to pause the draft, and then we're going to skip ahead to our next user pick. So here's the thing. We're going to see, is the top corner up, right? We're going to pick player, and it looks like he's gone, right? So when we go to our draft board, the first corner is gone. So the next one is going to be Isaiah Simpson, who we'll look on the board right now for available and just see how far down he is. So we have Isaiah Simpson, and then the quarterback is right behind him, I believe, right? So Isaiah Simpson's number 25, 26 is Allen Lawrence. So we want to trade back if we can. There's no reason to take him, even though he is an early first round player. We really don't want to take him right now. We would rather push it back and maybe get another first round pick. We might not be able to take a quarterback, unfortunately. That's just the way it's going to work, based off of, what's going on and whatever. The hold to reorder thing is, of course, there again, because why wouldn't it be? So we're going to try to trade away the pick and see what we can get. Review offers. Now we're in 2024, so we don't want the 28th pick. That's pushing it a little too close. We can get a first round for this year and a first round for next year. That's not horrible. So Cincy, we'll keep that in mind. We want 2 first round picks, so that's what we're going to kind of glance for first, is if anybody's offering us two first rounders. So Tennessee is offering us the 20th pick of this year with a first rounder next year. That's not horrible as well, but we want 2 first rounders this year if we can. So we have the first round pick right now from New Orleans, and then a pick next year, so 19, and then next year we're looking for 2024 first round picks. This is 2 obviously first round picks. 2024, the 10th pick, we don't really care about trading back to the 10th. 2 first round picks. Pretty much everyone wants to give us a first round pick this year and then a first round pick next year. We're looking to see if a team would give up 2 first rounds this year. Most teams aren't going to have that possibility because they don't have 2 picks, but it's something worth looking at for us, definitely, just to see. Pick 25, a little late right there. 2024, pick 30th, definitely not interested. All right, so there's a couple teams that did have 2 first round picks. So 25 is a little late. I'd rather be around 20 just to make sure we get the player we want. That's 29. We definitely don't want. Pick 12 is a little low. I think we can get better value than that. There was a team that gave us 2 first round picks. So 22 is close, but I think there was somebody that had us a little bit better than that early on, right? The 2024 is pick 32. We definitely don't want that. Pick 19. So I think the Saints were pretty good because we get the 19th pick this year, a 3rd round pick, and then the 20 pick a first round next year as well. So that one's not bad. The 20th, we get a pick next year, and then a 7th round. So if we're going to do that, I'd rather take the 19th, first pick, and a 3rd round. It doesn't make sense to take Tennessee in that reasoning. What other teams were offering 2 first rounders? There was, I believe, one more in early, right? So Cincy, but they're all also saying a 7th, pick 28. So I think the Saints is going to be the best offer for us. We get 2024, 19th pick this year, 30th pick next year, which that obviously will change. And then we get the 2024 draft pick round 3 of this year. So I think that's going to be our best bet. Let's go ahead and just get that done. Trade back. And fingers crossed we can get that corner. Because if not, we just completely screwed ourselves. But we should be fine. So let's go ahead and make our selection. We know we're not trading away our pick. So we want to go to the corners on our list. Or actually, I don't know why we're going this way. Let's go to our draft board. And Isaiah Simpson is here. Let's just hold a reorder and see if that fixed it real quick. It does. Cool. So Isaiah Simpson is who we want. Early first rounder. Pretty good. 6'3", 189 man. Let's fingers crossed we're going to draft him and see what happens. So, and he is hidden. Awesome. He's ranked 5 in true value, and we get him at 19. That's awesome. So he's very solid. Hidden development. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Super happy about that. Now, can I trade people here? I wonder if we can try to trade somebody for their pick right now. I wonder if we could. I just don't think. I would want to get that quarterback, right? So let's just go draft picks and see. So 28th we don't want. We're just going to look for people that have their first round picks right now. Maybe up close. 30th we don't want. 26 is too low. We want somebody. 29th is too low. 24th is kind of close, but it's Packers maybe. So we're just thinking Packers maybe. A little too late. Steelers, Texans, Titans. So maybe the Titans or Texans. So let's see if we can get the Titans. What do they need? So they actually need a right outside linebacker. And the thing is with our right outside linebacker is he's actually lowered in development, right? So they probably don't want him. But maybe we leave him up there and just see. Can we also give him Marcus May? Would they be interested at this point? These are 2 players that they're not interested in. But do we try it? And you can just see they're just absolutely not interested, which is a little unfortunate there. Those are 2 players that were pretty interested in trading for us. So let's see. Who else did we say had a good pick? Was it the Texans, 21st overall? I just don't need... They're interested in Rashawn Oliver. So let's just try. They're obviously not going to take it straight up. I want to see how much they're looking for. Obviously, he's a superstar technically. We probably should have traded him while he was a star. Or sorry, he would have been a superstar if we traded him when he was a star. So maybe they're not very interested in him. Now here's the thing. We also have 2 draft picks for next year in the first round right now. I think maybe try to trade somebody. Trade him a pick for next year so that we get a quarterback this year. Let's see if they'll take our second rounder next year. So they'll take our second rounder next year and Rashawn Oliver. And let's see if they'll take like a 6th rounder this year. If they take that, I'm okay with that. Then we get a good quarterback, and we might not have to spend. If we get a superstar development, we're not playing Zach Wilson more than likely, right? If we get somebody 1. So they're not interested in a 6th round, maybe a 5th rounder. We really don't need our 5th round. Let's try to go next year because we already have our scout board, and next year it's a little bit easier to try to give it away. And we're trying to win a little bit more now, right? So they don't really want to, maybe a 4th rounder for next year. So we're going to try a 4th rounder. What else do they need? A right guard, middle linebacker. I'm just going to see if we have any backups, right? Von Kaysen, someone that is kind of a backup for us. So maybe we'd throw him in there. And actually, they're super interested in that. So first up we're going to do is Von Kaysen for the 21st. And obviously that's not going to be enough, but we're going to throw Rashawn Oliver in there. We're going to see if they'll let that go through. Not very interested. So those 2, and then let's try a 3rd round for next year, right? And then we'll come back to the 2nd round and see if that works. So very, very close. So I think what we're going to do is give them a 2nd round for next year, but we're going to try to get something else out of them and just see that. We're going to try to get maybe a 4th round for next year, something like that, right? So we'll get a 1st and a 4th. We'll get a 1st this year, 4th next year. We're giving up a 2nd round and then 2 players that are kind of just on our team. And that couldn't be any closer. Okay, so we can get a 5th rounder. I guess we'll just take a 5th rounder for next year. And at least we get 2 picks, right? Boom. So we do get the 21st overall pick of this year. We give up Von Kaysen, who is a scheme fit, but he's obviously a backup. He doesn't have a star development or anything. Rashawn Oliver, he's a 73 overall with basic development, normal development. Get him out of there. And then we do give up a 2nd round next year, but we do already have 2 first rounders. And like I said, we're trying to win. We got to win at least, like, we got to really do good this year, right? We're looking to do something special. So we can skip ahead in the draft to the next pick, which will be, our pick. We're going to make our selection, and we're going to take the quarterback ideally, right? Which is going to be Allen Lawrence. I like going to our draft board, but actually it's probably better we don't go to our draft board. That way the whole X doesn't go up there. But Allen Lawrence, we're going to take him. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he's good. If not, we still have Zach Wilson. But I think it was worth it to try to get him. And let's see, is he going to be hidden? And he's going to be normal development. Okay. Might have been a bad pick. Might have been a bad trade back. But, you don't know unless you take the chances. So that's kind of it is what it is. So let's skip ahead into our next user pick. We want to make our selection. We probably should have looked at our board a little bit better and made sure that who we wanted was still going to be there. And we actually kind of messed up because the running back is gone. Larry Grant is someone that's a late 1st rounder. He's not very fast. Gilbert Brooks, mid 1st rounder, not very fast as well. I might have messed up. Ezekiel Bacon is very slow. Wow, he's horribly slow. Yeah, I might have messed up there by not taking the player that I wanted. Okay, so do we trade back now then? So I'm thinking we might. So we have this pick. We know in our 2nd round we can take one of them. Do we just take both of these players with our next 2 picks? Take Devante, take Sam Washington in our 4th rounder, right? That way we get them in the 5th. And then from there, just go ahead and do it. I think that's probably what we're going to do. Because we really don't need that many more picks. Kind of screwed up there, though. I'll be honest with you by not I took that quarterback, and we should have took the running back. You know, that might be something that cost us in the long run, but I think we're just going to take a right outside linebacker right now. He's a third-round talent, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Then we'll take Sheldon Boykin. And actually, what I'm going to do is let's look for available. So we're in the 6th pick, and we're going to see where they're at on the list overall. So Justin Brown is not who we're looking for. Sheldon Boykin is ahead of Rashad Garland. So we should take Sheldon Boykin first, and then Rashad Garland more than likely. So let's go ahead and do that. Sheldon Boykin will get taken first. Hidden development. Good. He's 30 overall. We got him at decent. We're going to skip ahead in the draft to our next user pick. Yeah, that one's going to hunt me, taking the quarterback. Kind of going off of emotion there and not focusing on taking the player that we wanted. So we're going to hold this to reorder. And actually, the other linebacker is gone as well. This is just turning out to be a horrible draft the more I look at it. We have 2 picks in this draft, so we're definitely going to take Devante Ramsay. We're getting him. He's a beast, and hopefully he's hidden development. And he's normal development. Such good statistic combine. And just not a great development. That's rough. So we're going to go ahead. We have another 3rd round pick. Our draft board, we're not taking this Sam Washington yet. So let's look at available. And we're going to look down the line and look for someone that not only is a scheme fit, but maybe someone we can get. So this is a right outside linebacker. He's not very fast, but he's strong. Combine-wise, he didn't do very good, right? But he is decent at least. Because we really don't want to go down too far on these players. Maybe, you know what? We're probably just going to draft him. Because we did give away our pick, our right outside linebacker. So let's just see, fingers crossed. And he's hidden. So we end up getting a hidden right outside linebacker in Channing Shirley. Kind of worked out right there. In a little bit. It's not perfect, but, you know, it worked out a little bit. Next user pick. 3rd round, we have the 28th pick. So let's go ahead and pick a player. And we have this 3rd rounder, then we have a 4th and a 5th. So if we look at our draft board, we'll take Sam Washington in the 4th round. That'll be fine. Let's look at available per position. So let's see. We did give away some depth at our lineman position. Maybe someone like a Callum Callaway is worth just getting as a kind of giving us some depth on the line. Let's look at some other linemen. We obviously know we're going to go ahead and get Sam Washington. More than likely, there's really no D tackles that we want. Let's look at some other kind of positions. A cornerback. Is there a good cornerback? Earl Western maybe? Not very good, but maybe another safety because we might need to take. We can take Jaquiz George we're gonna take Jaquiz George in our probably the 6th round. So we know who we're taking in the 4th. We just need someone right now. And you don't want to reach too far. I think we might take that right tackle, to be honest with you. Just because he's gonna go in the 5th, yeah. But he's a 4th round talent. So it's probably a little too early actually. Let's just see. Maybe we do take like a running back, because we do need a running back. Wide receivers are never horrible either. At least you know what you're getting. But let's just see. Is there a running back that's a 3rd round talent? Someone like a Sheriff Sheffield. He's just not very good. Ezekiel Bacon. He's very slow, but I think we're going to take him. Just because he is a 2nd round talent. Let's just see what happens. And he's hidden as well. So that's okay. At least we're getting hidden development players, right? Let's go to our next user pick. Make our selection. We honestly probably could have traded away the pick as well if we didn't really need anybody. But I also like getting some depth on our team. We're taking Sam Washington up next. Some depth. It's okay. We know he's not a starter. We have Carl Lawson and John Franklin Myers. But it's okay just to get some depth on the board for us, right? So make our selection. We're going to pick a player. So who do we know we're going to take in the 5th? Let's look. We should probably add him to our board. So were we going to take... We could take him in the 6th. Jaquiz George. We could take him next round. Were we going to take... No corners. No linebackers really that we wanted. Really nothing here in this 5th round. Maybe we take Troy Johnston. He is a deep threat. He's not great combine wise, but he is decent at least. Or we could take Lionel. I think we're gonna take Lionel because he seems to have a better combine. Back catching short. I think we're gonna take Lionel. Or do we take, who are we thinking? Jaquez? We're going to take Lionel because he's a 6th round first, and then we'll take Jaquez next, and then 7th round, we'll just figure it out, I guess. So let's take Lionel. Yeah. We took him at pretty good overall, in my opinion. Hopefully we don't mess up by not getting the safety now. If we don't, then I'm really going to really hate the draft because missing that running back really hurt me. And Jaquez is actually going to be gone. Wow, I've just completely messed up our draft. And actually, was it Will Clifford? Because he's pretty good as well. I guess we'll take him. Jaquez was the one we wanted. I guess we'll take Will Clifford. We had a real bad draft, if I'm being honest with you. The first couple years, I've got something in my eye for whatever reason, by the way. But in the first couple years, I feel like our drafts have went pretty much very smooth. And I don't think that's the case right now. So we're going to just look down the list and see if we see anybody. I don't think we really need much. Carl Walls. So let's look at can we look at who we drafted? We got corner, quarterback, a couple linebackers, a safety, right end, halfback, a couple safeties, wide receiver. You know, it's never horrible to draft people just because you get extra stuff going on. But what other position? I mean, drafted quarterbacks, right? We don't really need maybe a fullback. Let's draft a fullback. Let's draft a Tyler Walker. He's pretty good. I think he's going to be better than Connor. 6'2", 259, 6 foot, 250. We're going to go with, let's just go, who's the early 4th rounder? Yeah, he's the better runner. Let's just see. Maybe you get a hit in. Let's just draft a fullback because we do need to get a good fullback at one of these points, in my opinion. So we're going to go to the end of the draft. We have no picks remaining. Yeah, kind of an upsetting draft, to be honest with you, only because we kind of screwed that up. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get our roster adjusted, our positions adjusted. Let's just look at our draft recap real quick, and then we'll look at it from there. But so we have Isaiah Simpson, who's good. Lawrence, kind of a bad pick. Boykin, all right. Ramsey, So a couple, we had a lot of bad picks, if I'm being honest with you. Not a lot of great picks. So like I said, we're going to adjust it, get people going, and then we'll kind of show that before we end it off, just to end obviously the recap of the offseason. So we'll get it going from there, and then we'll go ahead and let you guys know where the lineup is standing. All right, so we're looking at our draft. Like I said, not the draft we wanted, if I'm being honest with you. Kind of a little upsetting, but we're still okay. You know, you're not going to have a perfect draft every year. They took some players in positions I didn't think they were going to take them. It was my kind of fault, to be honest. Like, I should have ended the first round. If I really wanted the running back, I should have took him. Luckily, we still have Michael Carter, who is a superstar. We still got a backup that is a hidden development. So, you know, you never know. Maybe it does work out. Maybe he would have been a normal development. The quarterback being a normal development, that's kind of, if he would have came out as a hidden as well, I would have been pretty happy. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Defensively, we have 2 hidden developments, so we don't know. I think I'm going to stay with Boykins first. We have Shirley as well. They're both hidden developments, so we do want to develop them. Obviously, our corner, Simpson, we're going to want to develop. Our free safeties, still a pretty bad job, which if we would have got Antoine Winfield Jr., then it would have been good, and we also missed out on the players we wanted. So kind of our fault. Let's go ahead and make sure our specialist is who we want in the certain positions, but kind of our fault in a lot of it. But it kind of is what it is, I guess. Slot wide receiver 2, Pittman, probably okay. Michael Carter is going to be the better in both of them. He's supposed to be elusive, but he has no pass catching. So Bacon probably wasn't a good pick for us, to be honest with you. It is what it is. What are you going to do about it, you know? So this is going to be the end of the off season. We're going to get into the regular season, obviously, in the next video. Same system. We're going to sim it, try to work on it that way, and then hopefully build our team to be better than 5 games. We're got to look for at least 8 games this year, I think, to be, you know, actually showing some progress. Like I said, if we're going to suck this year, I might trade for like the #1 overall pick and just take the best quarterback in the draft. You know, if Zach Wilson's just not getting it done, maybe we'll wait to the offseason to re-sign him or something like that. So with that being said, make sure to go ahead and drop a like if you guys are enjoying the series, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. And as always, I will see you guys next time.